So check this out. There are lots of women who do that, right? But because part of the way that they live their lives is based off of men who contribute to their lifestyle, that's that's what you was talking about, that prostitution shit. They don't view themselves that way, but men are very black and white. And we say,
Right.
hey, if there's a certain amount of money that I gotta pay to maintain access to your body, then this is very similar to me than a transaction with a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all may not like that, but you're not ever going to change the fact that men feel that way about women who move that way. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your choice to move that way as a woman. I ain't here to
Right.
shame you or nothing, but I will be honest with how that limits your outcomes for real relationships. You see, the problem women have is y'all get confused about the fact that the type of men that you can sleep with, you think you can also have some type of relationship with if you were to
Exactly.
turn it on. And that is not true. A man's standard for sex is an inch off the ground. And
Very
just because
low.
a dude is willing to push
Very
your
low.
gut in doesn't mean he will offer you a meaningful relationship or a
Mm-hmm.
commitment.
I agree.
So while you guys are sitting up getting your guts pushed in by a dude that would never present you to his family, right? Acting like you flexing on everybody else and looking down on the men who would actually give you a commitment. And
Right.
then when you get up in age, you ain't got nobody who wants you because you done
Right.
let dudes like me pass your ass around. And
Right.
now you ready to settle down in your 30s after I done plunged your stomach out. And all earnest ain't good enough. And that's
Right.
because men ain't shit. And not
Right.
because you misplayed your youth and hold yourself.
Right. And let me say something. Y'all, hey, y'all please mute up, especially you, Black Jesus, because you're getting an echo. Let me say something real quick. Then you can speak, Steven. Yeah. So like Black Jesus, and I always say this. They get it very misconstrued. You know, the amount of men that are in their DMs that they don't know from a can of paint. You know, saying something nice to them, and they always get it misconstrued. Like you said, the amount of men that want to sleep with them versus the men that are actually gonna, want to be in a serious, committed, exclusive relationship with them. But this is what happens, Black Jesus. They get to an age, and it's younger for some, and it's older for others. They get to an age where they wake up one morning and they have an epiphany moment. Thank you, Khalees. Thank you for the gifts, bro. I appreciate you. They wake up one morning and they have an epiphany moment, and during that epiphany moment, they realize, damn, all these men that I've been dealing with all throughout these years and whatnot, these men don't really like me. These men don't really care for me. I don't hear from these men on my birthday. These men don't, I don't hear from these men on holidays. They don't check up on me. These men literally had a one-sided relationship with me, and they don't see any other value in me. They don't want anything else from me. So now, you know what they do after they have that moment? Now I'm gonna abstain from having sex. Now I'm gonna be celibate. Now I'm gonna wait till marriage. They wait until they get dogged out. They wait until they become a single mother 4 or 5 times, and then they want to do better. Then that dude that had the corporate job, and he paid taxes. He made an honest living, and he got benefits and insurance and all this other stuff. That guy that used to be lame, boring, and a square to them. Now they want to go be with that guy. They don't want to be with the drug dealer and the scammer and the robber no more. They don't want to be with the guy that's at the club every weekend, standing on the couches in a section, popping bottles, pouring the bottles down a woman's throats. They don't want to be with that type of guy no more. What I'm saying is facts. I don't care how any of y'all feel. This is facts. But go ahead, Steven. I just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead, Steven.
That's fact for childish women who aren't looking for a relationship. They're just looking to fuck and get what they can out of a man. And most of them are willing to admit that. I'm just trying to, I'm going where the bag is. But for mature women who are actually looking for a relationship, like for me personally, because I had such a great dad who I saw a household operate a certain way with um in my childhood or whatever, that made me have a certain type of standards for the man who's pursuing me, who I eventually want to marry, da 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 da. But those standards aren't the same if I'm just trying to get a nut. So I think it's a two. The conversation go both ways depending on what you're talking about. Yeah, if you're just talking about a woman who want to fuck, it's very disingenuous of you to make it seem like you have these standards when you really let niggas fuck for free. But if I'm telling you, okay, if we're trying to be serious, then yeah, you do have higher standards than somebody who I'm just trying to fuck. Does that make sense? Because I feel like it's similar to men. Y'all have a certain standard of a woman you want to marry, but the woman you want to fuck, she can look and do anything because you don't really care. You're just trying to fuck.
Sure, but
Yeah,
let me ask you
like
this. Sure, but can we agree that and I'm not saying it's right, but we have double standards that exist in our country,
Yeah,
in our
absolutely.
society, and some benefit women more and some benefit men more.
Hmm.
Can we agree that men sleeping around is significantly different, and the after effects down the line that is significantly different from women doing the same thing?
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that.
Okay, I don't got anything else to say. Black Jesus, I know you wanted to say something, and then I want Miss Shalay to speak. Go ahead, Black Jesus.
yeah, so it's this is one of those double standard things, and a lot of women have a problem with the fact that men are able to move back and forward across the husband and fuckboy line. That
Mm-hmm.
you can have a guy who's a fuckboy that's racking up bodies, and then when he decides to settle down, he still has those options. A guy has the ability to move back and forward across that line, and women typically do not have the ability to move back and forward across that line. Now, the reason guys are able to move back and forward across that line is because women do not disqualify men they want for their body counts.
Facts.
Y'all don't. Y'all just don't do it. If y'all can say whatever y'all want about how it's unfair or this, that, and the other, but you're still picking us and having sex with us and want a relationship with us when we're ready to settle down. Men, however, are not like that as a group. As a group, men who want long-term meaningful relationships and are ready to be loyal and sit down or try to be something to one woman and take on that responsibility as a husband do not want women who have been on that side of the line where they just had guys they thought was cute, so they let them do a whole bunch of nasty shit to them, or you done been with more than one dude at a time, or you done had an OnlyFans, or you got some super, or you got a high body count. Men don't allow you to move back across, and most men do not allow you to move back across into the wife lane after you've gone into the hoe lane. And that's why right now we got the least married group of women in the history of the entire world because they've been sold a bill of goods that it's misogynist for men to be this way. And y'all say that, oh, these preferences that men have to not deal with women who have done that, it's misogyny and patriarchy and it's toxic masculinity. No, it's not. It's just a preference that men are willing to forego otherwise beautiful women in marriage. We're willing to do it, and y'all aren't. And that's not our fault that y'all aren't. And we're not going to change our standards because y'all aren't. Just like women don't change the standard that they would prefer to be with a man that's at least taller than them. That's their standard. Guys don't care about your fucking height. And we don't care how much money you make for the most part. Right? So we each have our standards that as a group we enforce. Right? And women, y'all don't enforce body count. Y'all complain about it, but y'all don't enforce it. So it's not a real thing. It's a stupid ass argument about something that's never going to fucking change. No matter how much we go back and forth about it, it's never going to change because men who want wives and want to give the title of wife and mother to a woman for her to be the first teacher and preacher and nurse of his child, right? They don't want to give that to a woman that 100 niggas done jumped up and down on. Point blank, period. And that's not ever going to change about men, no matter how much toxic masculinity you try to attach to it. That's just the animal you're dealing with. I'm sorry to tell you guys, and I'm sorry nobody else told you. Right? And so, and to fellas, I'll make this point to you and then I'll hand it back. Right? You are living a different life than the women. Your life is moving on a different path, bro. Right? Women have a different experience of reality than you. So when they bring you into these conversations where they talk about what's fair for men or what's fair for women or what they should expect, this is what women are talking about based off of what they think. Fuck what they think. You need to know how to win. So you listen to other guys who are older, who have won, and they will tell you what to do. And what men like me are telling you to do is do not worry about blowing through your money chasing some woman that don't really want you. Look at
Facts.
raise your personal value to as high as you can. Get your mental health game tight, so you ain't bringing the aggression and frustration of how you was raised into your relationship. Go out and live a life so you can learn some lessons, so you have something to teach in your own home and a basis for leadership where a woman can look at you and say, yeah, this man is smart. I can trust his judgment, right? Build up some character, right? Build up an income stream for yourself or a skill for yourself where you'll always have access to money, right? Build a life underneath your income means so that you can afford the life that you have and you can bring some stability to the table. Because I'm going to tell you something, these hoes out here, they may want Ruth Chris, but these wives, they get wet for some stability, homie. They get wet
Facts.
for some stability and some character. Build
Facts.
yourself to the highest value you can. I don't give a fuck if that's $50,000 a year. Young man, build it. And then when you get there, look at the women who want you and deal with them. Don't chase these women who are talking about handbags and red bottoms and they got, oh, I got eyelashes that cost me this, that, and the other, and my lips and my hips and they're leading women to, if they let you fuck, then great. Consider it a win, right? That's high five. If they don't, who cares? They fucking everybody else anyway.
Facts.
Don't worry about it.
Facts.
That's what you need to know. And all the shit that the women are saying in the comment section is how they feel about this information. But I am telling you guys, if you listen to what I am telling you, you will win more often than you will win listening to what a woman tell you about how to deal with women. They ain't honest with themselves about nothing. So how they gonna give you some truth about how to deal with women? Most of them lying to themselves about any and everything to protect their ego and their feelings and their emotions.
Facts.
That's why you can sit up, give them all types of data, statistics, facts, look at basic reality. I had a woman argue with me yesterday because she didn't want to admit that women like men who are taller than them. She's like, well, I can't speak for all women. I'm like, you argumentative motherfucker, you. You know, like like to take advice from somebody who has absolutely no desire to tell you the truth if it makes them wrong. Like
Terrible.
has no willingness to be honest if the truth hurts their feelings. That's
Terrible.
why they talk this tone shit all the time. Because they don't give a fuck about honesty, data, statistics, math, logic, history, anthropological data, hypothesis, scientific method. A woman don't give a fuck about common sense, logic, reason, rationale, none of it. She cares about her feelings. And so you taking advice from somebody with a mindset like that, that'll bring up 1% of 1% of 1% of women to be right, is a waste of your fucking time. A woman cannot tell you how to deal with women, and a woman cannot teach you shit about being a man. They playing life on easy mode, and that's cool, because your life will never be better than when you have a good woman in it. But you got to become something. So quit looking for a cheat code and get to work.
Facts.